if an interstellar object whirling through our solar system is actually a nuclear-powered spacecraft sent by aliens?
This trajectory was designed by some extraterrestrial intelligence.
Something strange is happening in our skies. NASA's telescopes recently picked up 3I/ATLAS, only the third known interstellar object to ever enter our solar system. It carries bizarre chemistry unlike anything we've seen before, with carbon dioxide levels off the charts and metals that defy explanation. But here's the twist. Reports claim a NASA livestream briefly cut out just as this object revealed something artificial. Was this a glitch or a cover-up? Tonight, we'll dig into the mystery of 3I/ATLAS, its shocking science, and why some wonder if we're not alone. The discovery that shook NASA. On the night of July 1st, astronomers using the Atlas telescope in the Rio Hurtado Valley of Chile were carrying out a routine scan of the sky. ATLAS, which stands for the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System, is designed to spot near-Earth objects, asteroids, or comets that might come dangerously close to our planet. For years, its mission has been focused on planetary defense, searching for space rocks that could one day pose a threat. But on that quiet evening, something far more extraordinary appeared in its data, a faint, fast-moving object cutting across the darkness. At first glance, it looked like just another small body passing through the solar system. Yet, within hours, astronomers began to realize this was no ordinary detection. Calculations showed its trajectory was unlike anything tied to the sun's gravitational pull. It wasn't orbiting our star, nor was it a captured object lingering near our neighborhood. Instead, its path was hyperbolic, meaning it was passing through at such speed and angle that it could never be bound to our solar system. The conclusion was immediate and breathtaking. This was an interstellar object, only the third ever confirmed by humanity. The discovery was confirmed within a day, as telescopes around the world locked onto the strange visitor. It received the official designation 3I/ATLAS, with the 3I marking it as the third interstellar object ever detected. That alone was enough to make headlines, but the excitement wasn't just about rarity, it was about opportunity. This wasn't just another comet or asteroid. It was a messenger from a completely different star system, a fragment of cosmic history older than our own world. Every observation promised to reveal new secrets about how other solar systems form and evolve. What truly set 3I/ATLAS apart was its velocity. Measurements showed it was hurtling toward the sun at over 130,000 miles per hour, making it the fastest interstellar visitor ever recorded. For comparison, that's faster than both of its predecessors, Oumuamua in 2017 and Borisov in 2019. Its blistering speed implied something astonishing. It had likely been traveling for billions of years through the galaxy, propelled and nudged along by the gravitational fields of stars, nebula, and massive galactic structures. This wasn't a recent wanderer, but an ancient traveler carrying chemical fingerprints from an entirely different corner of the Milky Way. Its age alone made it extraordinary. Some astronomers estimated it could be as much as 7 billion years old, making it older than our entire solar system. That meant 3I/ATLAS had been flying through the interstellar void long before Earth even formed. For scientists, this was like opening a time capsule from a forgotten era of the universe. Every particle of dust, every frozen gas trapped inside, had a story to tell about alien suns, violent supernovae, and interstellar journeys across unimaginable distances. And, of course, its rarity made the event weigh even more heavily in the scales of importance. In human history, we have only recognized 3 interstellar objects. First came Oumuamua, whose appearance as a giant cigar and unexplained acceleration puzzled scientists. Second was Borisov. It made a fine show as a comet, and yet it carried the badge of an outsider. And now 3I/ATLAS just made an entry into that exclusive club, but with a twist. It was bigger, faster, and stranger than the others. So for NASA and the astronomical community worldwide, this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. This was not simply a data point. This was a living mystery blazing through our cosmic backyard, challenging us to decode its very origin. But amid all the thrill of the discovery, the real shock came when telescopes turned their attention to what this object was made of. The chemistry enclosed in 3I/ATLAS was going to turn our ideas upside down on comets, interstellar travel, and maybe even the very definition of the line between natural and artificial. But what scientists found when they looked deeper into 3I/ATLAS chemistry would raise eyebrows worldwide. Chemistry beyond imagination. Once the initial excitement of discovering 3I/ATLAS settled, the real work began. Astronomers immediately turned the world's most powerful instruments toward the interstellar visitor, hoping to capture every bit of data before it slingshotted around the sun and vanished forever. Chief among these instruments was NASA's James Webb Space Telescope, JWST, which had already revolutionized our view of the cosmos with its ability to detect faint light and analyze the chemical fingerprints of distant objects. When Webb's first readings of 3I/ATLAS arrived, they stunned scientists across the globe. JWST's near-infrared spectrograph revealed that the comet's coma, the hazy envelope of gas and dust streaming away from its icy nucleus, was dominated by carbon dioxide. The ratio of carbon dioxide to water vapor was unlike anything seen before, the highest ever recorded in a comet. Normally, comets in our solar system release far more water than carbon dioxide when they approach the sun, but 3I/ATLAS flipped that balance on its head. This raised profound questions. Was it born in an environment rich in CO2? Had it been chemically altered during its eons-long journey across interstellar space? Or was there an entirely unknown process at work? If Webb's findings were surprising, the results from the Very Large Telescope, VLT, in Chile only deepened the mystery. The VLT detected nickel in the comet's coma, but no corresponding iron. On Earth, and in most cosmic bodies, nickel and iron are found together, forged side by side in the hearts of massive stars and released during supernova explosions. To find nickel without its elemental partner was perplexing, suggesting that 3I/ATLAS had undergone a chemical process scientists had never seen before. Some speculated that the nickel might be bound in exotic molecules like nickel tetracarbonyl, which are highly unstable and rare in normal conditions. Others argued this could be a glimpse into chemistry shaped by environments entirely alien to our solar system. Theories quickly began to circulate. One possibility was that 3I/ATLAS had been cooked by radiation over billions of years. As it drifted through interstellar space, bombarded by cosmic rays and exposed to temperatures near absolute zero, layers of its surface could have transformed in strange ways. This might explain why carbon dioxide appeared in such abundance. Radiation could have restructured the ice, locking in CO2 and creating an outer shell, unlike anything found on local comets. Another theory placed its origins much closer to home, at least in a cosmic sense. Some scientists suggested 3I/ATLAS may have formed in the carbon dioxide ice line of its parent protoplanetary disk. This is the thin shell between the planetesimal belt and the ancient star zones. It is a zone within which temperatures are sufficiently low for CO2 to become frozen, but too warm to allow other ices such as water to predominate beyond that. This comet, if indeed it is based on this location at another solar system, would be a time capsule preserving billions of years ago conditions of planet and comet formation. Whatever case we have here, one thing was clear. It would definitely make 3I/ATLAS a kind of case study for comet chemistry. Particularly, the alien fingerprints seem to imply processes and environments which fight against everything we know about planetary systems. To astronomers, it would be very much like a laboratory sample being brought straight from another star, but it was truly something that gave a rare and fleeting opportunity to study matter forged beyond the sun's reach. Just as the scientific community was feeding on sample after sample of plate data from this finest of all finds, however, something odd occurred. Something that sparked whispers far from the shores of normal astronomy. This exciting rush coincided with the report of a sudden cutoff of a NASA feed in the midst of observation. Yet, just as the data piled up, an odd event sparked whispers of something far stranger, a NASA feed shutting down mid-observation. The mysterious feed cut as scientists pored over the groundbreaking data from 3I/ATLAS. Another development began circulating in online forums, news blogs, and social media feeds. Claims that a NASA livestream abruptly went dark during one of the object's observation sessions. The broadcast had been following telescope images of the comet's coma and trajectory when, according to some viewers, the feed suddenly cut out. It wasn't just a momentary flicker. It reportedly went offline long enough for speculation to explode. For some, this was nothing more than a technical hiccup. For others, it was something far more sinister, proof that something unusual, perhaps even artificial, had appeared near 3I/ATLAS. The timing of the blackout fueled the theories. At the very moment astronomers were highlighting the comet's bizarre chemical makeup, the public's window into the mission blinked out. Could it have been coincidence? Certainly. NASA operates countless live streams, and interruptions are not uncommon. But when it comes to events involving rare interstellar visitors, coincidences often stir suspicion. The idea that space agencies might filter what the public sees has long been a part of space-related lore, and this incident fed directly into that narrative. To understand why so many jumped to conclusions, it helps to remember that NASA has faced similar accusations before. During the Apollo missions, conspiracy theorists pointed to mysterious audio gaps and blurry footage, suggesting astronauts witnessed things they weren't allowed to discuss. In more recent years, the International Space Station livestream has been at the center of controversy, with sudden signal drops occurring just as viewers claim to spot unidentified objects drifting into frame. NASA has consistently attributed these interruptions to routine technical issues, but the timing often appears too coincidental for skeptics to accept. Mars has also played its part in fueling suspicion. High-resolution images from rovers have been accused of cropping or downplaying strange anomalies, from unusual rock formations to artifacts that some interpret as evidence of past civilizations. Each time, NASA and other agencies have explained the findings with natural, scientific reasoning. Yet, the very repetition of these claims across different missions, decades, and platforms has created an atmosphere where many expect secrecy rather than transparency. Against that backdrop, a feed blackout during 3I/ATLAS's observation was bound to trigger paranoia, and the questions kept coming. Was this merely a technical fault, a glitch in the system, or was there something going on in the live feed, something that scientists weren't wanting to study in public before people could draw all kinds of conclusions? Could not such unusual composition of 3I/ATLAS, already so different from any comet seen before, have hinted at something designed rather than natural? Most astronomers dismiss such speculations, emphasizing extraordinary evidence for extraordinary claims. Nonetheless, unexplained moments inevitably become the focus of imagination in the court of public opinion. The very idea that an interstellar object might not just be ancient rock and ice, but possibly something more, something built, would be enough to fuel late-night debates and conspiracy videos across the internet. In the end, though, there was no official explanation beyond issues of a technical nature. However, the event proved a deeper truth. Whenever the universe delivers anything that rare and confusing, people will naturally always suspect that there are more lies buried beneath. And with 3I/ATLAS, the mystery only seemed to deepen, recalling that earlier period in history when another interstellar visitor caused even greater controversy. To understand the paranoia, we need to look at what happened with past interstellar visitors, especially the strange case of Oumuamua. Echoes of Oumuamua, when 3I/ATLAS burst into headlines. It didn't take long for astronomers and the public alike to recall another moment that had shaken the scientific community just a few years earlier: the arrival of Oumuamua in 2017. This strange visitor was the very first interstellar object ever detected, and its behavior defied nearly every expectation. At first, it looked like a dim speck of light streaking away from the sun, but as researchers tracked its brightness, they realized it was unlike anything in our solar system. Calculations suggested that the object had a long, elongated form. Some described it as cigar-shaped, while others argued for a flattened, pancake-like body. No matter the exact shape, it was clear that Oumuamua did not resemble a typical comet or asteroid. This left scientists completely stumped the motion of the object. This body, as it went past the Sun into the outside reaches of the solar system, did not follow the trajectory determined by the influence of gravity alone. Rather, it exhibited signs of some mysterious acceleration, like something was giving it a gentle push. In most cases, comets gained speed due to outgassing the jets of gas vented as ice sublimes under solar heating or other causes. Telescopes found no evidence in favor of the usual coma, no visible gas or dust tail. It was then that the object propelled by a force nobody would see. The scientific community scrambled for its explanations. Some speculated it might be an anomaly. The excessively icy comet had vapors so faint as to go undetectable. Others said the thing could be a fragment of a cosmic smashed planet, or the product of some rare kind of space rock formed all too distant from our solar system. The oddities, however, would not quite fit into any one neat natural explanation. This therefore opened the pathway to more radical hypotheses, and that's when the first nose by Avi Loeb drew worldwide attention from the other nominees, the astronomer from Harvard. Loeb suggested that perhaps Oumuamua wasn't natural at all, but rather a piece of extraterrestrial technology, possibly a probe or fragment of a light sail designed by another civilization. His argument was not that aliens were proven, but that the unusual data could not be dismissed without considering artificial origins. The idea was met with heavy skepticism from many of his peers, yet it captured the imagination of the public. For the first time in decades, a respected scientist was openly entertaining the possibility that an interstellar visitor might not just be a comet or asteroid, but something deliberately constructed. That debate never ended in earnest. This day sees the mystery of Oumuamua literally. Her designation hardly makes sense as she sped out of view, with no telescope having gathered sufficient data. Whatever it was, that comet left a mystery that colored how the world reacted to the next officials of foreign origin. Borisov, in 2019, behaving mostly like a good comet, offered a basic comfort. This was until 3I/ATLAS started to shake everyone's calm once again. And if 3I/ATLAS really is carrying secrets from beyond, the bigger question is, what happens next as it slingshots around the sun? A visitor that won't stay. For all the excitement and speculation surrounding 3I/ATLAS, one fact overshadows everything else. This cosmic traveler won't be staying long. Its orbit is not bound to the sun, and it's cutting through our solar system on a one-way ticket. Astronomers have calculated that the comet will reach perihelion, its closest approach to the sun, on October the 30th. After that, it will slingshot around our star and accelerate back into the void of interstellar space, never to return. In astronomical terms, we are witnessing a brief, fleeting encounter, like catching a glimpse of a stranger rushing past in a crowded street, never to be seen again. This reality has triggered a sense of urgency among scientists. Every telescope that can be pointed toward 3I/ATLAS is doing so, from Earth-based observatories to orbiting giants like the Hubble and the James Webb Space Telescope. Each night of observation counts. Researchers want to measure its outgassing rates, track changes in its coma, and compare its composition before and after perihelion. They are desperate to capture the fullest picture possible before the comet fades into the blackness of deep space. After all, once it's gone, the data collected in this short window will be all that humanity ever has to study this ancient interstellar messenger. The rush is also fueled by the mysteries that remain unresolved. Why is the comet's carbon dioxide ratio so extreme compared to water vapor? Why was nickel detected without iron, a pairing that defies our knowledge of stellar chemistry? And perhaps most intriguingly, why did reports surface of a NASA feed abruptly cutting out during a key observation? Each of these questions adds weight to the sense that 3I/ATLAS may hold secrets far beyond the usual curiosity of comet science. If one unpacks the arguments, They say that everything has a natural explanation, that radiation has been changing its chemistry over the course of billions of years in the vacuum, that weird nickel is explained with exotic molecules, that just a technical issue misbehaved for the stream, but others do not buy it. For them, the convergence of the weird properties, the enigmatic interruptions, and echoes of past anomalies like Oumuamua cannot be tossed aside. They start wondering aloud whether we could be looking at something beyond mere rock and ice. Could this be an artificial object drifting through the galaxy as a remnant of some civilization? Or is it just that our hopes and fears are projected onto a naive wanderer, thanks to sheer strangeness that pricks our understanding? Regardless of where an individual lands on this whole controversy, time is an uncontested factor. That comet, moving more than 130,000 miles an hour, will very soon slip beyond the gravitational detection of even our strongest instruments. Once 3I/A TLAS disappears into interstellar space, all that will remain as evidence will be the few months' readings, pictures, and spectra which were collected over this short time frame. Scientists know they may not get another chance like this for years or even decades, until another interstellar wanderer graces our skies. 3I/ATLAS is already rewriting what we know about the cosmos, but its mysteries may never be fully solved. Did NASA's feed really shut down for technical reasons, or was something hidden from view? One thing is certain, the universe is far stranger than we ever imagined. If you want to keep uncovering these hidden truths, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't miss the next video on screen, because the story of interstellar visitors is only just beginning.